Good morning, y'all. Hopefully everybody having a great day. Hopefully everybody had a good night last night. So, I was thinking about something, right? And Rachel messaged me and she said, "Yo, could you please stop making these videos and stop talking about certain stuff," right? And at first first of all, it took a lot for me to even do this, because you could go back through my channel from the day I had it. I've never done anything like this, right? Family business, house business, I don't talk about with anybody that doesn't belong in that house, right? I just don't. And maybe that's a big problem of mine. I just don't speak to anybody about that stuff, right? It has to get to a point that it just has to get to a certain point for me to do that, which, and it's probably not a good thing, right? Maybe if I would speak to people, then maybe I wouldn't be in this situation. Regardless. So she asked me, "Yo, will you please stop speaking about this," right? So at first I was like, "Oh, damn, this is sort of the way that I'm coping with what I'm dealing with," right? I'm dealing with a lot. And then, instantly at first I said, "Well, you cope with what you're dealing with by just not speaking to me for years, or for a year, or whatever, I said, I asked you how many times, and you didn't want to oblige me, or you didn't care how it made me feel, right? So why should I have that same consideration?" And then I realized, you know what? We could do that back and forth forever, until the end of time. I think the bottom line is two things, right? I care about her. I love her. Even if the care and the love isn't reciprocated, right? Or isn't up to the same standards or levels that I share for her, I think that's irrelevant, right? So what? I think the biggest thing in this is, if I say I love her to a certain point and say that I care about her to a certain point, that I carry myself like that, even if that's not being reciprocated, right? It's like me saying, "Yo, you should, just telling a random stranger, yo, you should have respect and treat everybody nice." And then me having respect and treating everybody nice until somebody treats me like shit, and I'm not saying that's the issue. Until somebody does something to me, and then, all that goes out the window, right? We can't do that. I think, if anything, the times that people don't treat us the way we wanted to is the times that we should remember that the most, right? Because the times where we don't get our way, the times that we don't feel, anything respect or love reciprocated, those are the times we stand to lose the most, because we're hurt, because we're upset, because we're angry, because we feel unloved. So we could tend to lash out, right? I don't know if this is making sense, but hopefully so. So I realized that regardless of if I feel unloved or uncared about or unrespected, that's all irrelevant, right? if I say that I care about her and love her, then the way she treats me shouldn't really change that, right? Because those are my feelings. So hopefully that makes sense in some type of way. I'm still going to come on here and share how I'm feeling, because I need that. But I'm just not going to do certain, I'm not going to speak on certain stuff, out of respect for her. That's my wife, right? Just so I have to respect that she's my wife, right? And even if we were to get a divorce today, right? That doesn't change what I feel, right? It might change what I think, but it doesn't change what I feel, right? Because in here, she's my wife, love her. She's a beautiful person. But sometimes in here, I'm angry. And I'm hurt. But so what? And not so what to the point that my feelings are invalid, because I understand that's not the case. But so what as far as it shouldn't change the way that I treat her, right? Might change the way that I look at her, but it's not going to change the way that I treat her. Or I shouldn't allow it to, right? And I'm not saying that's always going to happen. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I have to try to make sure that it doesn't happen. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah. So, yeah. So I know you'll probably end up watching this. So I'm sorry for oversharing, and this isn't easy for me, alright? I'll tell you that. I love you. And thank you. I know you're upset. I know you're hurt. I know you're angry. All that. I know that. And everything might be too little, too late. And I have to accept that. So I have to accept that, right? Life doesn't go our way all the time. Believe me, I know. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. That's the way it is. And when we go through this type of stuff, and unfortunately, I'm very comfortable in this type of chaos, right? I don't like it, but I'm comfortable. Because the one thing that I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna hurt. I know that. I also know, that it's not gonna kill me. But it's just one of those things that I have to deal with, right? Life hands us all types of bullshit. I just have to deal with it, whether I like it or not. You know, I could just, so something I always tell people that come in the shop, right? When they tell me what they're going through and they're experiencing something like this, I always say, yo, I'll pray for you that it's as painless and as peaceful as possible, right? And that's what I've been praying for lately. So I ask y'all to do the same. And I pray for this for Rachel also, you know. I pray for her that it's also as painless and peaceful as possible. Where even to the point, like, and I know this isn't possible, but I would rather it hurt me double than for it to hurt her. Yeah. So I thank you guys, man. Listen, I thank you guys just for giving me this outlet to do it, because if I didn't have this outlet, man, listen, I don't know what I would do, because I've had very, very, very destructive thoughts, very destructive. I don't know what I'd do. Literally, I do not know what I would do. I don't think my actions would be healthy or conducive to anybody, you know. So I thank you guys for allowing me this platform, and also, and I don't even think I need to say this, but you know, I see comments, and comments will be talking bad about me, and then comments will be talking bad about Rachel, which, you know, I don't like, but I don't, you know, Rachel's a very, very, very good person. Very good. Way better than me, you know. To be honest with you, she's a dedicated mother. She's a very good person. That's why I fell in love with her, right? Because of how good of a person she is. So she, you know, people saying different stuff. You know, I just, yeah, I don't think that that's deserving. It's definitely not true. You know, she's a very, very, very good person. She's not perfect. I'm not perfect, but she's a good human, right? If she wasn't, I'd be the first to say so, especially now. And I would have never married her. So, just got to the shop. About to go in here and put my mask on, right? That mask that I was telling you about, that we all do. We all put our masks on, right? I always say in the morning, before we leave the house, the women aren't the only ones who put on makeup, right? I'm putting my mask on right now. I'm tightening up. I'm wiping my tears. I'm trying to look as normal as possible. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to be around people all day. I got to make sure my voice doesn't crack, right? I got to make sure that when I think about her, the 50 times throughout the day, 100 times throughout the day, that I don't let other people see that, right? That's what I do every single day. I put on this mask, and I face the world, and people that know me and know what I'm going through, they probably see right through it. But hopefully that people that don't know me and don't know what I'm going through just notice, hey, maybe Frank's a little quiet. Maybe he's just having a rough day, you know. I put on this mask, you know, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Put on this mask, wipe these tears, tighten up, and go in here and have the best day possible, right? Because the one thing we all know when we wake up in the morning, we know we're gonna face a new day, right? We know 100% that the day isn't gonna go our way, right? It's not gonna go the way we want it to. 100% we know that. That's one thing we can rest assured each and every day when we wake up, that the day is not gonna go perfect, right? Just as the sun sets and the sun rises, you know, all that shit, we know that the day is not gonna go our way, right? So we have to prepare and deal with it. So I'm out. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. Thank you guys for listening. If you see this, I love you most, Rachel. Thank you. Have a great day, y'all.